All right, we're live. What's up, y'all? We're back. Going from right to left this time. It's Super Freak 187 here with your boy. Follow your dreams.
Yo, what's up, y'all?
Of course, the homie Despair.
Here.
We're just chilling late night. Back again, or well, whenever you listen to this, another episode. Don't even have episodes. We have a bunch now, but Game Awards is coming up. We're gonna be transitioning over.
Ooh, hot on the heels, bro.
That is gonna be a good one. That might be. I was just looking at a few past episodes, and the one with all like where shit hit the fan for the week. It was like a 2-hour episode. I was like, man, Game Awards might definitely go back to the first couple episodes with the fucking birthday cast and the birthday cast and the Mario Kart gameplay where they were like 3 hours and stuff.
All I'm gonna say is this shit. They have hella shit that like is rumored to be there, but I don't know, man. They supposed to be showing Monster Hunter, quote unquote, the Elden Ring DLC, quote unquote. There was something else. Fuck. It'll come to me as we're
probably all the games that got delayed till next year, right? They'll probably.
Yep.
So.
Bro, the Capcom's Untitled.
Unannounced. What a big mystery.
That's what
Jesus.
they said. It's supposed to be the Game Awards. Yeah.
Yo, you know when someone on Twitter posted, they were like, "Yeah, people dropped Resident Evil Code Veronica remake. It's gonna be the biggest." I'm like, no, it's not.
Yo,
no,
you gotta be the dumbest motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah, exactly. It's Monster Hunter.
That guy probably doesn't even know what that game is.
He doesn't. But
the hell knows?
But yeah, man.
It's gonna be a good one. The amount of world premieres
hasn't let me down yet, man. Every year has been great. Jeff has really been doing it, man. Every year has been just full of crazy shit.
I agree. Yeah, at least the past 3 years were
Dragon
Age
or something, because we haven't seen it at the What was that Game Awards like 2 years ago? We saw fucking Mass Effect and Dragon Age. That was 2.
Oh, I don't know. Bioware's lost employees.
They're going through bullshit.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I would definitely put.
Somebody's going through bullshit right now.
I would definitely put money on anything that we haven't heard news from for a while. We'll see a little something. Whether it's like a teaser or something, some news.
When did they drop the Game of the Year list?
Sometime this month.
Oh, the nominees. Yeah, they give. I feel like they give like 3 to 4 weeks to vote. So if it's 5 weeks until the Game Awards, I think maybe next week the nominees will be up or something like that. Yeah.
Because we could just do a whole podcast talking about that.
We probably will. I think we're gonna do it's gonna be like a triple feature because we're gonna talk about Game of the Year. Right, nominees and what we think is Game of the Year. Stop. And then we got biggest flops of the year as well. Right. And then the Game Awards itself we'll probably stream and have a little watch along for that.
Shit about to be great.
Yeah.
All fun and games until Last of Us Part 1 wins something, right? No.
Oh, you mean Last of Us 3 or whatever comes around again?
Yeah.
Or whatever the next Naughty Dog game comes out, then Greg.
Tell you who ain't coming around though. 8% of people that Bungie just let go.
Damn. Rip.
Yes. Rip to those Bungie employees. I mean, everybody lets. I mean, I feel like it's a time of year where all the companies are letting people go, right? And it's because we talked about it like a couple weeks ago. I think it's a thing where it makes your fiscal margins look better. It's like a profit thing, right? Like for stockholders and margins, right? So I get it. That people are gonna lose their job, especially like for those that are like maybe that they're not needed anymore, or branches or anything where. I mean, I wouldn't really say anything with Bungie that people are not needed anymore unless it's a kind of like a Destiny thing.
I don't know, bro. That game, apparently, I didn't miss shit playing that game because apparently it's been going downhill ever since fucking came out.
Apparently, monetization's getting really bad with it right now. Well, and yeah, but I think so much.
Oh man, everyone's like, oh man, Microsoft should just pick them back up, blah blah blah. I'm like, God, motherfucker, most of these people aren't even the same motherfuckers that were at Bungie when they were doing
Right.
Halo and shit. Most of those motherfuckers left, or at 343 or some shit like that. Like, so people, it's shit like this. When shit like this comes out, there's always so many like uninformed fucking like opinions and shit. And I'm like, man, I just started scrolling past those every time because there's been like a new announcement, like companies layoffs, like every day. It's been like for the past like 2 months we've been seeing it, and in every fucking thread, everyone's saying the same dumb shit. I'm like, these companies aren't the same companies that they were when they were good in their heyday. And to be fair, Bungie was kind of
I always thought Bungie was kind of overrated, to be honest. Ever since I was young, like I thought.
I don't agree.
I mean,
old Bungie. I mean, new Bungie probably, yeah, but old Bungie knew what they were doing. Like,
maybe I just didn't vibe with their games 100%.
Probably because they pioneered the shit. They literally are the reason why we have the game.
Well, Halo 1, I enjoyed Halo 1. Halo 2,
Halo 3.
Halo 3.
Like they pioneered the multiplayer. They pioneered like FPS controls for like the next how many years of the Halo like vehicle controls and everything was Halo. Halo inspired all that shit. So it's like can't say they're overrated when they inspired like literally 80% of what the market was for like a decade.
Even Destiny just they pioneered like games as a service games, right? Like
yeah.
Like, that's pretty much the formula of every new game's UI, right?
That pioneered,
I guess that's true.
That four player like looter shooter. Like we could say Borderlands did it, but Destiny obviously brought it to like the masses, right? But yeah, so I'm
but even the UI, like the character UI, where you pick your your armor and stuff like that, like that kind of.
Like everybody shitting on Infinity Ward right now. Y'all know I love to shit on Infinity Ward. They fucking suck. But I'm not gonna sit here and act and say Infinity Ward was overrated because Infinity Ward gave us what we had.
Hello.
Am I here?
I think we're here. Yeah, we have a little issue. But I think in aside from Call of Duty though, and then Bungie, it's just like with them losing people or having to let people go. I just think it's just not looking good. Like with Destiny either, I think it's an issue where they're not looking good, and this new game that they're working on, Marathon. I don't know, man.
I'm not feeling it at all. Like it just kind of looks. I don't know. It doesn't look too different from what they were doing before, and maybe I don't know. Maybe I'd be more interested if it was a complete new risk. But it just kind of feels like, oh, this is kind of Destiny, but with this. You know what I mean? So we'll see. And then some facts to share was that apparently Bungie did 45%, either 45% of what they were expecting, or 45% of like they missed 45% of projected sales, which that sounds bad, right? So,
yeah, for sure.
That definitely contributed to all the latest layoffs, and there are a couple of facts that kind of came about it. So apparently the layoff decisions came directly from Bungie, so it wasn't Sony. Sony didn't have anything to do with this. The other thing that's kind of messed up about it is that apparently many employee benefits only last to the end of the month. So if you lay off people on the 30th, that means you only get like an additional day of coverage. And then so with the Sony purchase, a lot of the employees had unvested shares, and that's the most fucked up thing about this, because it's basically all those people have like it would become real shares if they stay with the company a certain amount of years. But if Bungie lays them off, they don't get any of them. So all those shares revert back to Bungie.
I think that's the most scummy thing about it. Like all of that kind of like that's coming out. It's like the shares thing. I mean that's always a risk, right? Like because that's like a retirement plan essentially, right? Like so you get shares in this company as part of like your retirement plan. of the benefits of working with them. So that I can understand, where it's like you lose it because
that's the
you
scummiest
haven't
thing
had your
about
tenure.
this deal. The other two are kind of run of the mill, like normal. Like every company does. Every company's guilty of it.
It doesn't make it any. It does. It's the norm because it's like it's as scummy as it is. It's like the best business practice as far as profits go. It still is super like just scummy, and I don't want to say it's unethical. I just think it's like it's just a dirtbag thing to kind of do.
It's definitely. I think it's unethical because it's just like had Sony not purchased them, things would be different. So I think it's really sly that would happen. Because obviously those workers aren't going to be the employees who are like temporary workers, right? They come on, they work on the game projects, and then let them go and they move on, right? Like these are people who have been with the company for a while, and a couple of people who got let go were like senior. Like it wasn't just like, oh, let's let go of the new people, since we finished the game or whatever or what have you. Like a lot of those employees were definitely senior workers. So I think that's messed up with them.
Like especially like if it's kind of like that thing where it's like, oh, just 5 more days until I retire, and then you get all your benefits, and they're like, oh wait, how many more days you got? 1? Well, you're actually fired. Sheesh.
Right.
The most interesting thing about it is that it's not Sony influence. This is just like their call, right? Like, because then it's just kind of like, all right, so then what's happening at Bungie?
What the fuck is going on?
I have no idea. Did you lose
your internet?
Infinity War got him.
Damn, they shot him. But here's another thing though. But here's the reason why people were mad about the layoffs. So apparently, of the Sony buyout, $1.2 billion were set off for staff retention. So, but then they kept firing people a year after. So that's another fact that that kind of makes it a little slimy.
I gotta use this shitty ass mic.
Yeah, I guess so.
You might.
This is fucking trash.
Oh no.
Oh no. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, but do I even want to talk with this shit ass mic, bro? Fuck no. They were like, oh, you want to talk shit about us? All right, we're gonna knock your internet out.
Yeah, the ninja shot you.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're just going over some facts with Bungie.
It's you're gonna talk shit about Infinity War, you're gonna get the old Call of Duty mic.
It really got me. That's crazy.
That's insane.
But yeah, man, it's a completely shitty situation. It's not uncommon practice, but I just think it's a little shady because of those whole unvested shares thing.
It's just weird that they're letting people go that, like, it's not like they're just letting like lackeys go. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
100 people. Yep.
That shit is crazy. And Destiny was a game that in its heyday was the biggest thing. So it's like it's crazy to see, like, when a game flops, right? We expect shit like this to happen. When a game comes out, they put a bunch of money into it and then it flops. Layoffs are coming. They're inevitable afterwards. But to see like companies like Bungie and like all these other companies, these big names that I thought were doing okay, just getting laid off, like that just shows it's the turn of the season, right? They just emptying shit out for next year so they can hire some new people, whatever the fuck. But
right,
whatever.
And pay those new
that
people
comes with the business, yeah. Yep, that comes with it,
classic.
right? So it is what it is.
The classic.
It's like there was nothing they could do about it. Yeah. It's like there was nothing they could do because they had a new game that's supposed to be coming out next year, right? New Destiny expansion that's supposed to be coming out next year. I don't know. They haven't shown anything about it, so they only showed the CG trailer. So I don't know.
Yeah. It wasn't anything too mind blowing though.
Yeah, it was just like a 20-second CG trailer. We don't even know what did they say it is. I forgot what they said it is. I forgot. It's like this. What the fuck was the term they used?
Take a look.
What was the name of the game? Is it Marathon or something?
Marathon,
what was it?
yeah.
Marathon. It's called Marathon. Yeah.
Let me look at it. What did they say it was? What the fuck kind of game was it?
Here, let me search. Because I don't even.
I know what you're talking about. I just forget what term they use specifically for it, because it's another shooter.
We know it's a
From
first-person shooter, but it was
Yeah.
something.
It was a specific term, yeah.
It says sci-fi PvP extraction shooter.
Extraction shooter. That's what it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
There we go. Yeah. So it's like, that's like that's the new wave of game right now. But it's like, you're gonna have to sell me on that one.
Another thing too, like I'm looking at this so it says a Destiny 2 streamer says Bungie held a marathon gameplay summit for FPS players, but nobody was interested. Reportedly, no one raised their hand when asked if they'd play Marathon if it came out tomorrow. This is from
that game
ago.
type is so bad. I think that's that Escape from Tarkov type thing where you just get a bunch of shit, survive, and then get out with all your shit. And if you die, you lose all your stuff. Like, come on, man, that ship sailed already. I mean, Escape from Tarkov was cool for like a weekend, but I'm good on that, man.
But the thing that made Tarkov cool was because it was like super like hyper realistic, right? Like,
yeah, they have to do something different.
Like yeah,
like
I don't think the sci-fi vibe will work with that.
It could. It could work with any type of like theme, right? But it's just that game genre as a whole is just boring to me. Now, don't get me wrong, thousands of people love it, but you don't really hear anybody talking about Tarkov right now. Tarkov was relevant for like a good couple of years. Like, let me not say relevant, because I'm sure it's still relevant amongst a lot of people, but I don't hear anything about Escape from Tarkov anymore.
It's nowhere near as popular as it was when, like the first like 6 months to a year when it was out.
Yeah, I don't hear shit.
Who's streaming
12K viewers on Twitch right now.
Well, 12K is nothing.
It was hella
what it had before.
It's not. Yeah, all the high-profile streamers were playing that game.
They had Shroud playing it.
Yeah, but no games are gonna get like
a bunch of people playing that shit.
There's only like 5 games in history that are ever gonna get consistent like over 100K views.
True.
GTA, Valorant, CS, like Fortnite. That's about it. Like League. Like, that's it. Most games are never gonna do that. So I mean, who knows, right? I wasn't into. Well, I'm still not really into battle royales, but Warzone kind of, is cool. But I just these new genres of shooters, I just don't like, bro. Y'all see me? I literally just play COD and just play Search and Destroy, just the traditional fucking FPS PvP. I don't give a fuck about. If I want to go do raids, I'm gonna go play an MMO. If I want to shoot people, I'm gonna play a traditional first-person shooter. Like, that's just how it is. Maybe I'm just getting too old and I don't give a fuck about any of this new shit. But this is probably how it felt, right? When all the everybody my age was playing like COD, when COD was relevant in Halo, and all the other people were like, man, I don't want to play COD and Halo, fucking normies. That's probably what it was like, right? Like,
yeah,
probably, because it's the same thing with like Fortnite now, right? Like,
yeah, I'm not playing no Fortnite. See, the thing about Fortnite is I would love to play Fortnite if I actually liked battle royales. If I wasn't such an ADD, like I have to be doing something every 2 seconds, I would actually fuck with Fortnite because it's a cool looking game. All those crazy skins and shit like that, like the movement is cool. I thought the building was cool, but like battle royales are just boring as shit to me. And then extraction shooters are even more boring. So it's like, ugh. I don't want more of that. I don't want that from Bungie, bro. Just give me a good Halo experience. Give me a story-driven fucking classic multiplayer, like even Destiny. Like I bought, why I bought Destiny? Everyone talks about the raids in Destiny and shit like that. I didn't buy Destiny for that. I bought Destiny because I wanted to play PvP, and that PvP was trash. Like, so I didn't play that. But
yeah.
I don't know.
Guys, let's look forward to 2 years or whenever Marathon's coming out.
That game ain't coming out ever. That game's coming out in like 80 years.
So you think they're just gonna cancel it outright?
I don't think they're gonna cancel it, but I think that the game is gonna go on like that, like a indefinite hiatus, and we're not gonna hear about that shit for a while.
What was that game that came out? It came out at the same time as Overwatch. and it was basically
I know what
like
you're
a
talking about.
similar game, right? Like Battleborn or something like that.
Battleborn. It was Battleborn. Yeah, it was Battleborn, and it
I
literally was sent out to
feel-
die immediately.
I
Yep.
feel like Marathon is gonna have the same type of lifespan as
Nah.
Battleborn.
I don't think so. I don't think so. When you
You
have a
think it'll
big
do
name,
better
when
than
it
that?
comes out, hell yeah, what the fuck? It's not hard to do better than Battleborn, a game that came out literally the same day as a high-profile game. Like that game was destined to die. Like, there's no way. Like Destiny, if Marathon comes out and it gets marketed correctly, unlike Battleborn, it doesn't come out the same day as a potential fucking threat, it'll be fine. Like, cause let's be real, Paladins, people are still playing Paladins. Like Battleborn literally just came out at the wrong time, literally the wrong time. Like if Battleborn had come out maybe 6 months before Overwatch, right? While Overwatch was still in beta, maybe, right? If it had come out 6 months later, it probably would have been fine. But the fact that it came out that same, bro, it was. Hold on, I need confirmation of this. Wasn't it the same fucking like week or day? Hold on.
I'm not sure.
It.
Battleborn release date, bro. Because I remember, I think I was in the beta. May 3rd, 2016. Overwatch release date.
May 24th, 2016.
2 weeks. What a joke.
People
What a
played
fucking
Battleborn
joke.
for 2 weeks and they were like, "This game is the
Nobody
best."
even played
And then-
Battleborn because you know what happened? People were playing the Overwatch 1 beta
That's true.
that
Yep.
week. Like, nobody gave a fuck. Like, come on, man. Bungie can do better than that. It's not hard to do better than that. Like, I don't think it's very hard to do better than fucking Battleborn did. And to be fair, Battleborn looked like shit and it played like shit because I played that beta and it was garbage. So it wasn't just the fact that it came out the same day; it was terrible. But hey, whatever.
I do
Marathon
think,
just needs to look good.
yeah,
like,
I
people will
think
play
based
it.
on these initial, if
Yeah,
these
it's not a good first
initial
impression,
they're gonna have to go back to the drawing board. But that's why I said it's gonna go on an indefinite hiatus.
Definitely going on a hiatus, yeah.
It's gonna go on an indefinite hiatus. They're gonna redo some shit and then they're gonna bring it back and it might be fine. Who knows? Like that's what they did with
I hope
Fortnite.
so.
Hello? Like,
Because they do need this game to be a success, I believe. You know,
that's what happened to Fortnite. Like Fortnite flopped. They went back to the drawing board, just copied another game, made a battle royale, and then boom, here we are. Like
Brings up an
whatever.
interesting topic though. Do you think that Bungie is too big to release the game in early access and then improve it over time?
No, I don't. There's no such thing as being too big to release a game in early access. That would be the perfect thing to do.
That would be the perfect thing to do, but do you think they'd be too like?
don't
Sony.
think
The
they
only
would do
reason
it.
why, the only reason
think
why
they
I
would.
don't think they would do it is because of Sony. That's the only reason why. If it was any other company, it absolutely. But just because of Sony, I highly if they're not gonna do it, it's because of them. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like-
Yeah.
I agree.
I think the smartest thing would be to
Like
take
Sony
that
is
route.
so up
There's
their
nothing
own
wrong with
ass.
that route
Like
right now.
it's Sony's so up their own fuck. I don't know, man. I love Sony. I love damn, this headset's kind of gone. Like I can get up and anyway. The weird part is Sony has been making the most stupid decisions lately. That if it sounds like a good decision, they're probably not going to do it. So yeah,
Sounds about right.
that's basically how I see it. Yeah. So I don't know. That's like EA, right? Like if anything that sounds like it's a good idea, they just do the opposite. So there's that.
But you know, EA has been releasing single player games recently, so
They've been doing their thing. They're not the worst company on the planet anymore. It's Ubisoft now. So
Because they
it
got
is what
rid
it
of that
is.
CEO that went to go work for Unity, who also, after making the
Ooh,
worst
so guys,
decision
almost killed that
in
shit. Yeah, he almost
Unity's
killed that shit.
fucking entire
Yep.
lifespan, also left Unity.
Excellent.
wait.
Wonderful.
So yeah, guys, I'm kind of ignorant about this. How do you get hired as a CEO from a different company? Like, if you weren't from their company, like if you didn't make the company yourself, like how's that work?
If you're a CEO from a company already, you have that accolade, you have that credential. It's very easy to move around. Like you can literally just find a right, especially to a smaller company, which is what most of them do. Right?
Mhm.
They'll be the CEO of like a high profile company, and then they'll end up finding like some smaller company to become the CEO of. Right? Because they'll be like, oh my god, we're in need of desperate leadership or some shit like that, and then they'll just bring them on. They'll have another person step down or some shit like that, and then boom, there you go. Like,
Damn, because who was in that board meeting and thought like hiring that guy specifically if you did any sort of research, was a good idea.
Well, the thing is, right? You got to think about it this way, right? The things that we
Mhm.
see aren't the things that
Right.
shareholders and other people see. Like
Money,
they see
right?
money, exactly. So they see how this person was able to
Profit
generate this amount of
margins.
money for the company, right? Yeah, they were like, oh man, he was able to do this for them. He got them this much money, whatever. Boom. That's all they care about. They don't care about the stupid decisions they made. They know that
Well-
those dumb decisions made them more money in the end, right?
Also, there's no
that's all
such
that
thing as
matters.
bad publicity, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're putting your company in the limelight, even if they're writing articles saying that this is the worst gaming company. Everyone knows who the
Funniest shit
fuck
to
EA
me
was.
is the funniest shit to me is that it's like the track record of all these people that do this shit. They leave right at like it's like they plan this shit out. They're like, I'm gonna fuck this company up and then I'm gonna leave. Like it's like they do this shit it happens every time. Like they make the dumbest decision possible and then like 2 weeks later you hear that they're gone. Like and I'm not gonna lie, yeah, you could say they got voted out or whatever, but you don't vote somebody out that quickly. Like they had already planned to leave before all that.
They planned. No,
like
he 100% planned to leave before. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He did.
Like I always I say I'm like I bring up Don Matrick all the time, right? Like I know for a fact he planned to kill off. He was like, man, fuck Microsoft, fuck these guys, I hate these guys, right? Then he said, all right, well guys, if you can't buy if you have no internet connection, just don't buy our new console, stay on 360. And then he just left. And then he just left Xbox. Like that's crazy.
Didn't they find out that this guy
in like a
from
week.
Unity sold his shares before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right?
you know
Wasn't it
these guys
revealed?
don't care. Like these guys have it all planned out. They already know what the hell they're doing. They're like they're just trying to see what they can do before they fucking before they jump ship. So I don't know. Whatever.
I'm out of here and I'm taking this whole shit with me.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god, it's awful.
That's what I feel like it is. And it's like, I mean, what else are you gonna do? Like, I feel like most of these CEOs are well in their years, right? What the fuck? They just gonna retire or some shit. Like, what the fuck? What could happen? What could go wrong? Like, when you can't get blackballed. You're rich. It's already settled for you. Like, what are they gonna do to you? I don't know. If I was in that position, maybe I would do the same shit.
Yeah, like what was the whole thing with? Remember the whole issue with this whole Microsoft and Activision thing, and what was it, Bobby Kotick, right? That they were just like, yeah, Bobby Kotick is definitely out. Wasn't it just revealed now that they finalized it that he's staying on for like another year? This whole
Is he? I
time
don't know.
they wanted to kick Bobby Kotick out because of the whole sexual harassment thing that was happening. Remember that they were just
Yeah.
like,
You're talking
yeah.
about Blizzard, right? You're talking about Blizzard?
Yeah.
Activision.
Activision. Yeah.
That they wanted Bobby Kotick out. But in the midst
He's staying
of all
until the
of
end
that,
of the year or something like that.
yeah, in the midst of all of the controversy, Microsoft bought them out or had that deal going, and everyone's like, okay, great, now you guys can fire Bobby Kotick. Basically, there was a whole thing where it was trending. It was like, fire Bobby Kotick, and he got the what people were calling the golden parachute. He's gonna get the golden parachute where he gets out and he gets his pension and a severance package and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but I'm sure
Like,
there's legalities. They can't just kick him out. Like,
Yeah, of
I'm
course
pretty sure
not.
there's like legalities why he has to stay until the end
that's
of the
why
year.
that's why he gets.
And I'm
the
sure he
golden
ain't complaining.
That's why he gets the
Like,
golden parachute.
yeah.
He agrees to it.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
now it seems like that was going to be what would take place if the deal had happened when it happened, right? But now that it's finalized, now they're like, well, he's just going to stay on for a year, right? Like,
No, I think
This
they said he's
whole
staying on
time
to the
he's-
end of this year. I mean, to be fair, they finalized it like last month or something like that. And
Like
the end of the year is next month. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's not that long. Like, they weren't gonna fire him amidst all this shit that's going on. I highly doubt that it would have been legal for them to fire him amongst all this stuff, like back at them getting bought out, all this shit. There's got to be some paperwork or something that, like, he had to have been there. I feel like for this whole thing to go through. I don't know. Like, I feel like that's not. It wouldn't have been possible for them to just be like, all right, get out. Like, I mean, maybe they could. I don't know.
think
But
there's a
for some
way.
reason, it doesn't seem like that would be possible to do.
I think
I
there's
don't
a
know.
way, but it could
Elon
get
Musk
messy.
did it.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Well,
Didn't
Elon, he
what did he
fired
do?
a bunch of people at Twitter, right?
Yeah. As soon as he got
I
hired
bet-
or something.
I bet he's still dealing with lawsuits for that shit,
Probably.
and it's just not publicized. Because this bear is right. There are some potential, like if you just fire somebody without rightful cause, right? Like you have to go through a due process for it, right? Like you can't just fire somebody, despite
But does he have the rightful cause? Because
I
wasn't he
think they did, but I think
Yeah.
it's also messy because if you say, "Hey, we're letting you go, Bobby," and it's because under your leadership, this sexual harassment shooting allegations came up, and we feel that that's your response. They have to, if he wants to fight that, they have to then prove that that's his
don't they need
responsibility,
him
right?
in order to finalize all these things that they're doing anyway? I'm pretty sure Microsoft probably put up some money to help him stay where he needed to be before they finalize this whole thing.
I'm
Like,
not sure
I'm
if
pretty
that would rely
like
on a board of directors kind of situation where it depends on like the control of the company
if the
and
board of
director
directors
kind of
are
thing.
all, do you think the board of directors give a fuck about sexual assault allegations or other shit they
No,
do against
which
him?
is
All these guys
probably
are the
why
same.
he stayed there
All
the whole
these guys
time.
are the same. Like,
Yep.
no offense, I'm sure there's some great guys out there, but most of these fucking CEOs, these rich CEOs, are exactly the fucking same, and they would do the same shit. They could get away with it too. So
Or
I don't
already
know.
doing it, but getting
Yeah,
away with
exactly.
it.
Like, I'm nowhere near qualified to talk about like the legalities and shit like that of it. So I don't know, but I do feel like if it was that easy, they would have got him out. Like, so I don't know.
Or if they cared.
Microsoft was probably like, we gotta, he's the reason why we're about to make a shit ton of money. Let's keep him in there for a couple more months or some shit like that. So I don't know.
Maybe he'll fuck up
Like-
some more.
Yeah, right. Maybe they gotta pay him. Like, I don't know. Who knows, man? These rich people crazy. Like, and to be fair, bro, all these motherfuckers are in on all this bullshit. I'm sorry, like, all these motherfuckers know what's going on. I'm sure he's been doing this shit for decades, bro, and
Yeah.
everybody knows. So it's like, gaming motherfuckers are weird. These rich CEOs are just weird. They think the world revolves around them, and this is just what happens. So I don't know. He's supposed to be
Right.
gone by the end of the year. We'll see what happens, right?
Yep, exactly. So
There-
anyway,
there's a bunch of shuffles at Microsoft and stuff going on too. Like a lot of people that apparently people like are taking like leadership positions at Microsoft, which is good to see. So
like, was it that
hopefully it
Sarah
won't
Bond
be-
girl? I think.
yeah, the black girl.
Being
Yeah,
the
yeah,
lead
yeah,
of-
yeah, yeah,
yeah. Being the
yeah.
lead of like Xbox, but
Yeah, apparently
for
everybody likes her.
something.
So yeah,
I don't
we'll see.
know. See. But on that note, what else we talking about?
Well, we got the Capcom working on RE Engine 2, the sequel to RE Engine, and what that entails
Interesting. Yeah.
for the future of
Uh,
Capcom games and development. Do you think there are any games right now that are going to be on? Oh, they're just developing the
Yeah.
engine now, and then they'll be working on the game. So everything's
I'm
just
pretty sure the next Resident Evil game is gonna be is on this shit.
Like
and
RE9? Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that the new Monster Hunter might be, because you never know. Because they announced a lot of games. They announced a couple of games before. What was it? It was RE6, and what was it? RE6 and RE2 remake to put the first
Mhm,
two games, or am I bugging?
I believe.
There was,
What?
was there something in between the first RE Engine 1 games? Was there something in between
No,
RE?
it started
6 and 2?
with Resident Evil 7. It started with Resident Evil
7. Yeah, not 6. Yeah, 7. Was there something
Not
between 7 and RE2? No, right?
No.
Okay, so RE6 was the first game. I mean, RE7 was the first game. Why do I keep saying 6? Like, okay, so RE7 was the first game. I don't know. I feel
Well,
like...
Devil May Cry, right?
Oh,
Devil May
true.
Devil
Yeah. You're
May Cry
right.
5.
And then RE2 came out. Yeah, and then RE2 came out. Yeah.
RE2
Wait.
remake.
Didn't they come out? Wait, they came out the same year, didn't they?
I
Yes.
believe.
Maybe?
Yo, if they came out the same year, that's kind of crazy, bro. 2019? The RE2 come out 2019?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right.
It did.
At the
Yo,
end
they
of
came
year.
out the
Yeah, 'cause it
same.
came out near
Nah,
October.
Resident Evil 2 came out in January.
And then
January?
Devil May Cry came out April,
In March. Yeah,
April.
it came out in March.
March.
Yeah, that's that's actually insane. What the fuck were they doing that year? But yeah, I don't know. So I feel like they're probably working on RE9, obviously. It'll be interesting to see if the new Monster Hunter is on that shit though. That's what I want to see.
I don't know. I think the new, especially if it's set to release next year, it may not be using the new engine yet, but I think anything after that will definitely be using the new engine. But we'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, I'm Look, listen, sign me up. The RE engine by itself,
Yeah.
it's still one
Yeah,
of the most leading engines in the gaming market today. So a successor to that, with this as the foundation, I can't imagine the stuff they're going to be able to pull off and optimize and all that. It just seems like it's going to be like the regular RE engine, but better and more efficient and able to be portable in multiple platforms, because it's already good at that. It was able to port Monster Hunter Rise to the Switch, which a lot of people were kind of, is the game going to be able to run on the Switch? It ran pretty decently.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like I don't know, man. Well, obviously, all their games are going to be RE Engine, but RE Engine 2, I'm just wondering what the scalability is going to look like in that, right? Like, is it going to be like the jump from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5, which we're still kind of we're getting like, it's like we're getting teased with like Unreal 5 shit, right? Like some games have Unreal 5 in it, but they still look like Unreal 4 games. Like a lot of these games are not taking advantage of like full blown like UE5 shit. Like Tekken 8 looks more like an Unreal game than a lot of than like Remnant 2. You know what I mean? Like what other game looked cool? What was that game? What was that beta we were playing? The First Descendant or the Last Descendant or something like that? Alan Wake 2.
Yeah,
like,
Wake 2, yeah.
Hold on. You know what's really funny? Let me look something up real quick. Hold on. I'm typing on my computer like my internet's not out, y'all. This is amazing. This is how fucked up.
Got him.
Time to pick up my phone. All right. So it's not using Unreal. Okay, wait.
Alan Wake
It's using the Northlight engine. I was about to say, yeah. It's using its own proprietary game engine. Okay, because I was about to say, bro, there's no way in fuck Alan Wake is on Unreal 5 and there's zero stuttering in that game. There's no way. Like,
right.
That would have been too good to be true. Like, could you?
So they have their own engine. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes. So that I thought it was Unreal 5. I'm not gonna lie. What other game is on Unreal 5? I'm trying to just. I don't know.
There's not that many. There's
a couple, but they're not like. So basically, yeah, that proves my point. We haven't really been seeing what these quote unquote next gen engines can do, right? And these next gen consoles have been out for fucking almost 3 years. Like, what the fuck's going on? Wait, how old are these consoles again? Are they 3 years old? Or 2?
Sheesh.
Yes. No, they're about to be 3. They're about to be 3.
What the fuck, bro? Like, that's how you know, like, this shit's old. I don't even know when this shit came out.
Yeah, they're 3 years old.
3 years old, bro, and we're just now seeing like stuff like Alan Wake. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I'm hoping that RE Engine 2 is like a huge step up. Like, we instantly see like the difference. Because to be fair, right? We when fucking DMC5 and actually, when RE7 came out, it looked great, right? But you could tell RE7 was like that first generation, like it was their first game with the RE engine, right? But then DMC5 and RE2 came out, and we were like, oh shit! Like,
well, RE was also DMC5 still to this day. Game. Well, the thing is, RE7 was a first-person game that was built from the ground up to be a VR experience, so it's definitely scaled down of the capabilities of the engine, right? Yeah. So I think DMC5
it should be easier to fucking
but I think DMC5 was the real first look at what the RE engine could do, especially with like skin textures and like hair and stuff like that.
And that was a last-gen game too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so could you imagine their first next gen engine? Could you imagine that's a last gen engine basically?
It's crazy. It's crazy because it's like the RE engine already proves its versatility. It can tell any kind of genre of game, and they have examples of from when that game released to now.
Ghosts and Goblins was RE engine, and people didn't think about that, right? Fucking Monster Hunter Rise was RE engine. That new game that they announced, what was that game that y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Like that shit. No, man.
Exoprime was RE engine.
Shut up. We're not talking about that. You talking about? We not talking about that crap. We talking about.
I'm just saying.
Talking about the action game they announced. at what's it called this year?
Well, the goddess, the path of the goddess, or something.
Yeah. That
Path of the
shit looks
Goddess, yeah.
phenomenal. Like art style wise, that shit looks crazy compared to like what the other RE Engine games look like. So yeah, the diversity, you can tell that shit is very versatile. So I don't know, we'll see. The only thing that that I want to see right now, bro, obviously Dragon's Dogma is RE Engine, not 2, but Dragon's Dogma 2 is obviously RE Engine, but Monster Hunter World looked phenomenal. I don't know what the fuck they used on that shit. I don't remember. They used that same. Didn't they use that same shit?
Framework.
Yeah, that same shit they always use. Yeah, for like Street Fighter and shit. So, like, could y'all motherfuckers imagine? Like, I just booted up Monster Hunter World a couple days ago because for some reason everyone's going back to that game right now. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but everyone's playing that shit again.
I wonder why.
So I'm playing
that.
that. I've been playing that, right? And I looked at it. And that was the first time. It was the first time I played it since I got my 3080, right? Like, I think I got it like a year and a half ago. I don't remember when I got it, but it was the first time I booted up that game specifically since I got it, and I was like, "What the fuck? This game looks crazy! Like that game looks better. Still looks better than a lot of games that have been coming out." So So I'm just wondering what a new Monster Hunter with the RE engine would look like. That's gonna be fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and they're gonna flex their big ass dick when they fucking announce that game, bro. It's gonna look amazing. Like
They already
right?
have.
Like, can they just drop it? Like, because I'm thinking,
next month.
what the fuck is that game gonna look like? Do you know that's gonna be like the what's the word? That's gonna be that shit like at the top, like the like RE4 remake. Was like Mario pulling up to the castle and Peach is not there. And they were like, "Oh, sorry, the princess is in another castle, right?" And then DMC5 was like, "Sorry, another castle." RE Village, sorry, another castle. Then Monster Hunter comes out, and then that's it. That's the big bad, and it's like, oh shit, yeah, that's gonna be. It's not just because I like Monster Hunter, but just because like they've been building up. Capcom's just been like making steps forward since Resident Evil 7, like over and over and over again, and I love to see it. So I just know Monster Hunter, their big baby, is gonna be fucking phenomenal. That shit better be fucking.
Capcom's whole modern empire is built off of the back of Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter, yeah. So like that game has to like,
yeah, Monster Hunter and Resident Evil 2, yeah.
Yeah, that shit has to be. Fucking
it's gonna be fine. I don't know. I don't know if the one that's being released next year is.
You never know. Maybe, it could be their
maybe. But I feel like they started.
I highly doubt it too, though.
Yeah. I don't think it's the.
That's just probably been in development for a hot minute. Yeah. So who knows?
Resident Evil 9, I buy them using the new engine.
Obviously DMC6 because that's just not even coming out anytime soon.
Right.
Anything that I feel like isn't announced right now is probably going to be minus Monster Hunter because I mean to be fair, hold on. I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick. If it's not Monster Hunter, right? That they keep talking about, and that's supposed to come out next year, right? If it's not shut the fuck up. If it's not that, right? If it's not that, then maybe it could potentially be.
Bro, because we spent 3 hours telling people.
We can't.
Why it can't be anything else?
I mean, we all know it is. But I'm just saying, like, if it wasn't, then I would say, yeah. Like, it's an unannounced game, so it's probably going to be on a new engine, whatever. Anything that's launching on PS5 and Xbox and the new Xbox only, from moving forward, is probably going to be on that shit. RE4 Remake is on last gen? Yeah, right?
I think so, yes.
Switch?
I think it's on
I
PS4, right?
It's on a Switch? That shit ain't on no damn Switch. Hell no. That's on last gen, right? PS4?
Isn't it cloud gaming or whatever?
He said cloud. I'm talking about like actually like RE engine running on the Switch, like.
It is for PlayStation 4. Yes.
Okay. Because even if it is cloud gaming, it's not running on the Switch, so like. That don't count.
It's definitely on. It's not on the Switch. It is on iOS though.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, it's on Apple.
It's on iOS.
That's new. That's the new Apple chip.
Yeah, it's just gonna blow up in your pocket. Let me stop.
So new Capcom game is gonna be Darkstalkers, bro.
No.
All right. Next topic, please.
Don't tease me. Well, the next topic is So apparently some Capcom programmer was
Oh, no.
saying, well, we might as well get into it since we're already talking about Capcom.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a Capcom thing.
There was a Capcom programmer who claimed that mods are equal to cheating. And he basically went into a whole rant of like, basically, if you're using a mod, it's the same thing as you cheating, training with the game. And I don't know, it just seemed kind of really all based, but it does maintain the opinion that I think a lot of these studios think, because if they didn't think that, then why would you have DRM to begin with? You know?
DRM is not for cheating. DRM is anti-privacy. Is anti-privacy, anti-piracy. So DRM isn't necessarily for cheating. It's for pirates.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
And I know Despair has a lot to say about this topic because of another game. So I'm just gonna give my general statement. I think that as far as mods, I think it's far too general to say that all mods are cheating, because, and I found it hilarious that the tweet that was posting that statement was a screenshot of RE2 remake with Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah. And then the other one was people were talking about the Chun-Li nude mod that came up during that tournament, whatever.
Yes.
Remember that crap? Yeah.
So I think
people using that example too.
I think it's too blanketed of a statement to say that mods are cheating. I think there are mods that absolutely help with games, just to help with. Some are just straight up cheating, but some are also like, it's hard to say because it's not cheating, but some of them are making certain aspects of the game mechanics or UI easier. Not cheating, essentially, but they're
not cheating. I don't care. There's no. Okay, I'm sorry. Like it's so irritating to think about stuff like this.
There are specific like mods that are cheats, right? But that's the thing. They're cheats. They're labeled as cheats, but then there's also like so many quality of life texture mods. There's skin replacement mods. There's voice and audio replacement mods. So I think like things like that, the devs don't like, because it also takes away from their monetization of certain aspects of the game. Sure, so if they want to be mad at it for that, but don't call that cheating, because that's absolutely not cheating.
And notice, it's Japanese devs. Continue.
No, but that's basically it. That's pretty much my point. The majority of mods and community of mods is not cheating. However, there are mods that are used specifically for cheats, but they're cheats.
Right. So for me, where I kind of come from is modding is definitely not cheating, but there are some mods that obviously do use cheats. But to me, it's like, if it's a single player game, what does it even matter? You know what I mean? When all mods do is keep the games alive more so than they would normally would. You know what I mean? Where they use, like if I played Resident Evil 2 Remake a billion times, but then this new mod comes out to mix things out or have a randomizer, all of those are mods that change the game up. So people who love the game but are kind of tired of playing the same game over and over again can have something new to enjoy. And
remember when games had cheat codes?
There are even mods that fix crappy PC ports, right? There's been a big trend in gaming where video game companies release subpar ports of games, right? And rely on the modding community basically to fix them, right? So, I'm not going to go here and say like, oh, modding is, the worst thing, the crime of all crimes. Now, they may have a point where it's like, there's certain mods that shouldn't be played online, right? Like there's certain stuff that like, hey, if your mod is changing how the engine works in the online environment with other people and the developers have an issue with it. Yeah. Right. Okay. That's one thing. Right. But if it's a single player game, because they reference RE2 Remake, Resident Evil series in general is usually one player, right? It's just dumb. It's just like, if I bought the game and I want to mask Leon in a Mario model for jokes, I should be able to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Especially if I beat the game a million times, I already gave you my money, like, so I really don't see the equivalent, even though there is a small portion of mods that do fall within what he's talking about. Maybe he's actually talking about those specific mods, but as far as I know, it's just a blanket statement, and it's just not true.
Blanket statement is perfect because that's literally all these people, all these devs do the same thing. They all say the same thing, right? Without actually clearly defining what it is that they don't like or what they don't allow or what they won't allow, right? So obviously, you already know what I'm gonna fucking talk about. I deal with this shit all the time because I play FF14 and I'm an avid modder of this game. Like a lot of people are, right? We mod the fuck out of the game. Now, obviously, there are people that are cheating, right? Like obviously there are people on like fighting games that have like bots that be like auto blocking and shit like that. Like Tekken 7 had people online. Yeah, people on Tekken 7 online had like they would auto block every low. Obviously that's fucking cheating, right? But they never did shit about that. They didn't say shit about that, right? But and then Capcom has the nerve, right, to reference shit like RE and stuff like that. All these games where us modding the game has no impact on anyone else. Like if I decide to mod the game and then you decide you don't want to mod, our games don't interact. Nobody cares at the end of the day, right? And like you said, a lot of these games have like randomizers, right? Like that increase the longevity of the game. Hello, if I was a developer of a fucking game, I want people to play my game for years upon years. Let me bring up a fucking amazing example, bro. Skyrim to this day, I feel like is the perfect example of a game that would have not been as relevant as it is if it wasn't for being able to mod that game. Shit, they tried to monetize that shit and bring it to consoles. It was so fucking big, right? And obviously that didn't work. But, bro, the main reason why I wanted to get a PC and build a PC in the first place was obviously like, you know, emulators and shit. But, Skyrim mods. I saw a video, I found a bunch of videos about Skyrim mods online one day, and I was like, wait a minute, you can do shit like this? This is crazy. People added online multiplayer to Skyrim. People were like obviously modding how their characters look, doing all this crazy shit. I'm like, wow, this is actually really creative, really cool. Some of the people that were modding Skyrim like ended up going off and getting jobs. Yeah, getting jobs in other places. So it's like, I noticed this trend amongst like I hate to always bring this up, but it's clearly it's a huge difference culturally, right, between Japanese devs and like Western devs, right? It's obvious. Like this, it's not me being like whatever. It's obvious there's a cultural difference. For some reason, there's some legality to it about why they can't like in Japan. I think it's like illegal or something to like put like anti-cheats or put programs that you know how anti-cheats work, right? Like they like inject a program into your PC or whatever to like prevent you from doing things. There's something about Japan that I read that they're not allowed to do that. So they say these things like, yeah, we don't allow third-party programs, right? We don't allow this, we don't allow that, but they don't enforce any of this stuff. The only way they enforce it is if a mass group of people start putting start saying like, oh my god, I hate to bring this example up, but FF14, right? Everyone mods this game. We've been doing it for years. We've been doing this shit for years. We've been using programs in the game for years. So like obviously like, you know, measure people's damage, measure like do all this other stuff, right? It's never a problem. It's only a problem when some big event happens in the game and there's like a streamer that has like the shit up on the screen, right? And all the little fucking idiots and the little fucking plebs, all the little console players that can't mod and can't do all this shit, they'll like start mass reporting people, and then Square Enix will be like, okay, we're gonna ban that guy. Keep in mind, they don't enforce this shit. I've been using that shit for 7 years. I've never gotten banned. You know what I mean? So it's like they make these blanket statements like, yeah, this is we don't want you to do this. We consider this cheating. It's bannable. Blah blah blah. So then why don't you differentiate why don't you like enforce some part of it? Like some things aren't allowed and some things are, right? Like I feel like some of the stuff that we're doing, most of the mods that we talk about or that people mention, I feel like from what I see is cosmetic mods, right? That's the most popular type of mod, right? When a game comes out on PC, what's the first thing people do? They go on whatever the mod site is. They look for like an alternate costume or a recolor or some shit, right? Is that harming anybody? I don't think it is.
I don't think so.
Like, so. Even if it's a multiplayer game, like look, even if it's a multiplayer game, if I decide I want to mod my skin and no one else can see it, It's not like I have a Chun-Li with her fucking tits hanging out, and every other person that I play with online can see that, right? No one can see that
Right.
shit. So like,
No one can say
nah,
it.
I mean, I'm not really defending that, but still, like,
Unless you have your own stream on a tournament and it's on your stream and you forget.
See, there's that's where we draw the line though, because that's just stupid. That's just people being stupid. That has nothing to do with whether mods are cheating or not. That's just someone being a complete dumbass, right?
Well,
That's the
exactly.
To me, that's the same as somebody just fucking, oh, you just fucking showed everyone your fucking search history. You know what I'm saying? Your Google fucking search history. Boom.
Right.
Like that's what that was. So like, I don't know. It just, that's like when I saw that, that was like I felt like that was like a personal like jab at me, because I was like, bro, I see this shit all the time. Everybody always talks about it. People are always arguing about fucking programs in FF14. Like, bro, you know that's you could get banned. Like, fuck up, bro. I've been using this shit for like 8 years, and I haven't gotten banned because Japanese devs have no idea how to communicate what they want to enforce. What, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you seen any Western devs complaining about mods and shit like that? I don't think so.
Just Rockstar.
Rockstar only I don't agree, because they do the same thing that everyone else does. Like, if it's mod that it affects your, if you're taking the mods online and shit, yes. I remember I remember that whole outrage, whatever. But they even said, like, if you're, a lot of people were taking mods and doing shit online, and they were fucking up people's online shit, and then it forced them to say that. So in their defense, I understand why they did that. But when it comes to like single player shit, come on, bro. Can't nobody tell you what the fuck you can do with your own fucking game, your own PC, your own shit. Like, yeah, you can add DRM and the anti-cheats or whatever, but people gonna find a way. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And then, you know, here's the thing too. Instead of always blaming modders as being the enemy, you should actually keep your finger on the pulse of what's popular mods, because that might give you, as a developer, of like, man, maybe really want multiplayer on Skyrim or
guess what?
Whatever, blah blah, and this and that.
Or you could be a complete fucking asshole.
Or you can hire those people.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Sega. Yeah, shout out to Sega. But or you could be a complete and utter fucking piece of shit, and you know, ban all the motherfuckers that are adding these nice quality of life mods to your game, and then adding the fucking shit that was modded into the game officially after you ban those motherfuckers. Like, bruh. So I'm gonna bring this shit up again. So obviously people mod so many quality of life features into FF14, right? Things that the devs for some reason are like, yeah, it's beyond our capabilities, blah blah blah. You know the whole bullshit, the fucking dev spiel that they be making excuses as to why they couldn't do anything. You're lazy. You're just mad. Yeah. You're just mad that someone that's not on your dev team, on your payroll, is able to figure out how to do shit, and it's not making you money. That's the only reason why. Like, they banned people in mass in FF14 for adding shit like being able to put markers in certain places, being able to like do certain things that are quality of life, not game breaking, not cheating. It's just quality of life stuff. They ban them.
Countdown numbers on global cooldowns.
Yeah, for people, that's an accessibility option. Hello, I love that shit because I'm blind as fuck. Like, I wouldn't be able to see the big ass numbers.
They just put that in and
then they added into the game after banning that guy 6 months ago. We don't know if he can even play the fucking game anymore, but he can see that his fucking mod did us some justice, right? Thank that guy. Like, thanks to that guy, we now have big countdown numbers and fucking cooldowns on our shit. Like, that's so fucking dumb. That to me is why I don't like the blanket statements, right? Because yeah, like, you getting banned makes sense because they said it's bannable, right? Modding and doing all that shit is bannable. But these devs pick and choose, right? Like, what's bannable, like what's a bannable offense and what's not. They pick and choose like when it suits them. And it's like, just tell people they can mod or not and just shut the fuck up. And if they can't, add the anti-cheat or anti-whatever the fucking call today. Like, that's it. I'm tired of hearing, and it's always, I'm gonna start sounding super fucking racist on this shit. I don't like it. But it's always these fucking Japanese devs, bro. Like, get with the fucking times, please. Like, I don't understand what's going on. Remember back in the day where, like...
It's pride and ego. Of
course it is, but it's like... we're not in an era where Japanese games are fucking ruling the fucking market anymore. It's like everyone is in on this shit now. And, like, get with the times. Like I can understand like back in the day when it was just Nintendo and Sega doing work, right? But that's not the case anymore. Like, come on, man. That shit that shit really frustrates the fuck out of me. Cause that leads into like a whole bunch of other conversations. It's not just mods, it's just laziness. Like these devs are so fucking lazy. Like yo, you wanna hear a good example? Elden Ring, we already know, anybody that plays Souls games knows that the multiplayer is cool, right? But the multiplayer is jank as fuck. Like, ain't nobody sitting here telling you that multiplayer is the selling point of a Souls game, right? Because it's fucking trash. Sorry. Like, the way you go about it is garbage. Functionally, when you're doing PvP and doing all that shit when it works, it's great, right? But it's jank trash. Somebody made a mod where it's seamless as fuck. It's like you drop in, you drop out. You when you die, you can spectate, not get sent back to your world, right? When you die, you can spectate. You can it's seamless. Like you can just jump in at any point in the game. And it made me think, what the fuck are these devs doing? Like, what the fuck is FromSoft doing?
Not a goddamn thing, bro. Because and that's why I get mad when some things drop and it's like, oh, we can't really do it because it doesn't. So you mean to tell me this person who's, and most of these guys usually live in very poor areas.
Hold on. Do you remember? I know all y'all remember this shit. Do y'all remember Street Fighter 5 when the guy made the fix? The guy made the fix for the online.
Oh,
and then they banned his ass and they told him that they did all this shit. They vilified this guy, right? And then made a change like the next fucking like week or two. Fuck that shit up. And their shit wasn't even as good. Like what the fuck, bro? Like that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like,
but in that case, it's a weird case with that one, right?
The only reason why I see why they did it because the console version,
the console version was being direct. That's why
fine. But the thing that pissed me off was it wasn't like
they could have just made the same tweak on the PlayStation one. It was literally
bro. They did it, bro. They did it a week later, bro. They literally implemented the shit that the guy modded in like a week or two later. So what the fuck? Why couldn't you have done that before? It takes somebody else to do this shit, right? To like,
especially when the fan base was yelling about the changes for like years. They were complaining about this.
Because Japan is very up. Like Japan is very like, when it comes to like shame, these motherfuckers they don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, if someone else is able to just mod that shit in easy, and then everyone in droves is like, Capcom, why are you guys so lazy? They don't like that shit. They had to shut that shit down quick.
But you know what? If they felt bad, they should feel bad because it shouldn't have been that trash in the first place. It shouldn't have taken a random Joe Smo for you to get you to do something.
Laziness.
Complain for like 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
The fact that people can get a PC game, like you said, the fact that people can get a PC game, it runs like shit. And there's another example. And God, am I racist, bro? Here's another example, bro. Here's another example. FF7 Remake comes out on PC, right? Garbage.
I remember this.
Day one, right? Guess what? All you had to do was go into an INI file and make a little text edit. Boom, game is fixed. Why couldn't they do that? Hello? Someone else had to do that. Not even an hour after the game launched, someone else had to do it. What? What is that? Like, no one finds that like frustrating and ridiculous. Like,
wasn't that an issue
man.
with another game where all they had to do was remove a typo in the code? Actually, that was.
I don't, bro. It happens so often.
It happens
so often that
I don't know.
Too often. That's why, like, modders. That's why I approve of modders. Ultimately, you know what I mean? Like, they only help the game, and they only want to help the game. Like,
Starfield just came out. Starfield just came out. Motherfuckers had to fucking mod in DLSS.
Yeah,
because DLSS work better than FSR.
Well,
yeah,
we can't
even talk about Bethesda though because they've been relying on modders.
Hold on, wait, Freak, what?
That's not just Bethesda. I was gonna say for that, I don't know if that's a dev thing or if that's an agreement they have with AMD.
I'm not necessarily talking
NVIDIA.
about. I'm not talking about FSR. I'm not talking about AMD versus NVIDIA, whatever the fuck. I'm just saying the fact that they could have made that game run better, but without somebody having to mod in DLSS.
Yeah, but I think that the reason that they haven't implemented it is could
Yeah, of course,
potentially
because
be
of the
something that we
exclusivity
don't
deal.
know
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Because
it
it was
is.
the same thing with RE4 remake, right? We had to mod in DLSS to work with that too. So I think with like certain
Yeah,
games,
and the
FSR
same
versus
issue was with RE4
DLSS.
was
Yeah,
that RE4 with either DLSS or FSR still had issues though. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, and it's issues that that specifically brings to light. Like, don't get me, like, I know AMD, they have the exclusivity, whatever. I get that, but it still highlights when someone else mods in something and it performs way better. Like, that still shows laziness to me, because you could have got FS, like, what was it, what fucking game was it? What the fuck game just came out? It only has FSR in it, but it runs fine. I forgot what the fuck it was. But there was a game I just played recently. It only has FSR in it. There's no DLSS, and it's fine. It's perfectly fine. But I don't know. I feel like there's a choice you make where, especially Starfield, bro. I mean, that game is all sorts of disappointing. But like, performance-wise, the first thing you see when you go on NexusMods.com is performance fix, performance DLSS injection, performance fix, any file mods to make the game run better. Blah blah blah. Like, come on, bro. Or you go on Twitter and you see the tweets about, oh, make sure you turn this setting off, or make sure you go into your make sure you go into the app data folder, go into your any settings, and make sure it runs. Make sure you launch it in DirectX 11, because DirectX 12 fucking sucks. Like, come on, bro.
Right.
Remember Elden Ring came out? Oh my, bro. Some of the examples, bro. This shit's killing me. This shit is fucking killing me, bro. Like,
yeah, I know. But like, and another example is like games that are short and really well done, and you buy them, right? Like stuff like kind of like.
I need my own goddamn segment. I'm about to go the fuck off, bro. We need a spin-off, bro. We need a spin-off. We need a spin-off right now. I need fucking rant all fucking night. This is getting, because I'm thinking about so much shit right now. This is actually ridiculous. Holy shit, bro.
But yeah. So in any case, I don't know, man. I just think developers need to keep their eye on the pulse.
Not being lazy.
Yeah.
really.
And
I really
honestly,
want a
if
dev
they can't
point of
figure
view.
out a problem, bring them in. Why not?
If you weren't lazy, we would have to do your work for you and then mod the shit. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I really
Stupid.
want a dev's point of view on this to see, because they can't, not every person that's on the dev team can't be oblivious to this, right? Like, somebody has to recognize and be like, hey guys, we should do this, or or we should implement this mod or anything like that. And I'm pretty sure they just get shut down or overtalked, or just get told like flat out no.
Because didn't Bungie? No, it wasn't Bungie. Was it Bungie? So some dev just came out. Someone made a tweet about how the devs at, I believe it could have been Bungie, were talking about how like Destiny 2 needed this fix, that fix, all these fixes over time, right? And no one listened to them. Like, no one listened to any of them. Like, was it fucking,
I don't know.
I think it was
I have no
Bungie.
idea.
I think it was Bungie,
Sure.
because
Some of these teams though, like whether it's Bungie or something, some of these teams are like very large. We're talking about like hundreds of people working on a game, and they all work on like different aspects of it. That's why it's like I really want to get like an inside dev's point of view, where it's like,
yeah, but as soon
if
as
you
a
know
dev
something is
brings up
busted,
something,
yeah,
as soon as the dev brings up something, like, oh, is it within our budget? Can we do this? Oh, do we have enough time to do that? And then obviously the publishers are like, nah, just make sure you meet that deadline. No, like, that's all they give a fuck about. Like,
there might be a whole list of things that they know about that they just can't address because it's not in the budget.
it was
or
CD
it's not
Projekt Red.
prioritized.
It was CD Projekt Red. It was CD Projekt Red. It was CD Projekt fucking Red. It was a thing that came out that while they were working on the game, there were a lot of things that we know how this turned out. There were a lot of things that they were like they were fighting for to have implemented into the game, and obviously it didn't pan out. We saw what happened, right? It just didn't happen. People were not having it. The publishers, like, I don't know what the fuck happened, because who the fuck even? I don't know. Whatever. But it was them. I'm pretty sure it was them. And we saw how that turned out. The game came out and it was a complete fucking, I don't even want to say it was a failure, because I love the game. The game was great, but you know what happened. So there's your answer to your question. Nobody listens to these fucking devs. That's why I used to want to be a game dev as a kid, and then I heard about all the bullshit and how you literally you're just at the will, you're at the mercy of the fucking publishers these days. That's it. Like, publishers, shareholders, whatever. Make sure you have your DLC. Make sure you have your microtransactions. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Make sure you have your battle pass and your season pass or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, that's it. You got to check off all the boxes before you can make sure your game is actually good. Before you make sure your game is good, you have to have a battle pass. Before you make sure your game is good, you have to have microtransactions. Like, get the fuck out of here.
But here's the thing that bugs me too. Like, most of the mods that were made, either cosmetic wise or whatever wise, like, I would legit pay for them.
Buy them. What the fuck? Exactly. Especially in game. Well, see, here's the thing, right? Street Fighter is different. I was gonna bring up Street Fighter, but Street Fighter, they usually add in some pretty good skins, right? So when it comes to like cosmetic skins, there's only so much they can do. They can't give you every single thing that you want. Right?
I mean, unless you're Chun-Li.
But that's why the modders are there. Yeah, true, very true. She'll never take a L. Like, but they're not like Capcom's not gonna put in unless they're doing like some collab or something with a different company, right? They're not gonna put in like a fucking like a random Tekken outfit. They're not gonna put in like a random Walking Dead outfit unless they're doing a collab or some random shit. They're not gonna put in like the chick from DNF for the Chun-Li mod, right? They're not gonna do that.
No, like, their problem here, I'll tell you Capcom's problem is that they don't have a good idea on their microtransactions. Their microtransactions is actually retarded. I was super hyped for the Ninja Turtles skin stuff, right? And I was ready to buy them. I was ready to throw down money. But then the total amount of money to buy all of them was like $60. So
you know what's crazy? I would have bought them if you could use them on the actual characters, not just the damn avatars. Like, what the hell? I thought that was so lame. Like,
yeah. No, it was super lame and a super bad call and super expensive for what they were trying to do. Like, and like if they had all those skins, say $5 each, and they were $20 for everything that they were included, I would have been like, all right, I'm down. I will throw down. But like, some of their prices are crazy.
If anybody could get away with that whole, remember how many costumes and shit Dead or Alive had, bro. If anybody could get away with that shit, Capcom could absolutely do it, and nobody would bat an eye because everybody would buy all their costumes because they're all godlike. Yeah. Like, so it's like if DMA could do it, you know, Capcom could do that shit. But right, it's like I don't really. When I think about mods, I usually think about like quality of life stuff that the devs either don't think about or they're just too lazy to implement. Right? Because I'm pretty sure sometimes it just flies over their head. I'm not gonna say they're all lazy, they're all fucking incompetent. Sometimes things just fly over your head, right? That you don't think that some people want something, but then it's like then you just toned it. Anyway, I feel like we can never have everything, right? But in an age where we have so many accessibility options in modern games, right? There are certain things that your game can't launch without, and if people decide that your game launched without it, that they're gonna mod it in, you should be happy. You should be like, oh shit, how did they do that? Let's do that, right? Not fucking sit here and get fucking offended and mad. I'd be like, oh shit, how did he found out how to, like, you know what I think? You know what I think happens, right? Like when they add a feature to a game, when they add a feature to a game that people say, oh man, why didn't they add that in the first place? I feel like there's like one or two devs, like Freak 7. I'm sure there's like one dev that thought about that, right? And he was like, damn, how could I implement this? How could I do that? He just couldn't figure it out. But then some modder who probably has infinite time, right? They probably have more time to figure something out than a dev would, right? On a deadline, crunch hours, right? Right?
Well,
let's be real. A lot of these modders are sitting at home like we're doing right now and just clicking away on their shit.
But even if that was the case, like they're paid to fucking work on the shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
12 hours a day. So
it's like millions of people on this team. Like you said, there's like thousands of people on these teams, hundreds of people on these teams.
And you have access to the source code, by the way.
Someone at FromSoft knows that the Elden Ring fucking shit is jank. Somebody knows that. Like somebody at Square Enix knows that we should have had fucking CD timers on our fucking skills 10 years ago. Someone knew that, right? So like someone knew that Street Fighter V's netcode sucked ass on the dev team. Somebody knew that shit. So it's like I don't know. I don't know, bro. Like I always say, I want to be like a fly on the wall in these boardroom meetings where they fire off on some of these ideas and deny some of them. Because I just want to be like, are you fucking stupid? Like, because some of these things are just dumb to me. But
Yeah.
that's just because this personal to me because I've been playing this stupid ass game for fucking 10 years, and this is all I've been hearing. Every once a year, the topic comes up, and once every year, like clockwork, the same conversation comes up.
Yeah,
That's considered cheating.
Whenever they drop new
whenever
content,
a new raid drops. Yep. Whenever a new raid drops and people are using ACT. Yep.
Zoomed
and
out
then,
from space angle.
I'm gonna end it here, right? Because here's the problem. This is why this is a problem, right? When you just put out these blanket statements and you don't say anything like what's actually allowed and what's not, you have people like those motherfuckers that just go up and just blatantly cheat, right? Because why not? They won't tell you. The devs will not tell you what they don't allow, right? They don't even enforce half of the shit that they say isn't allowed. So you have motherfuckers with their UAVs and AC-130s flying across the screen and shit, zoomed all the way out in the space so they can see every single thing that's going on. Like, that's what happens. It's not like, so I'm gonna bring up COD, right, and all these other shooters, right? When they have cheats, when you see people cheat and they get reported, they're gone, they're out, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time, you see a cheater in a fighting game, they probably still cheating today. Like, they don't do shit. They can't report. They don't get banned. Nothing happens to them. Like, Capcom should suck their. You know what? Anyway, moving on. I love Capcom, but we were just talking about how much we love Capcom, but fuck them.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, no, I mean, look, you can love someone, but you can also tell someone that they have shitty fucking opinions from time. So, like,
man, I don't know, bro.
Ooh.
Just draw the line somewhere. That's all that I fucking ask. You just draw the line somewhere. Like,
yeah.
everyone in here, everyone on the planet knows what cheating is, right? Getting an unfair advantage in something is cheating, basically. That's it. So anything that gives you an unfair advantage in an online game or multiplayer game, whatever, that's cheating. Everything else is whatever. Like, literally everything else is just either quality of life or just fucking whatever. So we all know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why don't they? Like, what the fuck? Are you stupid?
I think they make the blanketed statements because they can't condone the other types of mods. You know what I mean?
Or maybe
like,
even compliment.
Yeah, like they probably just can't go on record
That's the problem.
doing that. And I think that
Why?
that leads to it. Business.
Because if you can't go on the record and say it, then people are gonna just do whatever they want to do. So why even like people are just gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do, like, and then you're gonna just ban them one by one, and you like that's why I said they pick and choose, like when they want to do things, and it's like, all right, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna complain about people cheating and modding and all this other stuff, just add your anti-cheat, just do whatever you gotta do and get the fuck out of my face, because if I knew that I was gonna get banned tomorrow for using ACT and all these other mods and shit that I'd be using in FF, I would not do them. Most people would not do it. That's it. That's all you have to do is enforce shit, right? Like, if Capcom was like, yeah, we don't want you to mod this game. We're gonna ban this shit from now on, blah, blah, blah. And then someone got banned tomorrow for having a Thomas the fucking Tank Engine in their game. Like, that's hurting somebody. Nobody would do it, right? Serious. That's all it is. If you enforce your shit, then and people did it, then you have a right to complain. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Keep working on your next game. Let me do what the fuck I want to do with the game that I bought. Boom. That's it. Fuck out of here. Fuck all you guys. Fuck all you devs. Now let me stop. Sponsor me.
On that note, we are going to mod out the listening portion of this podcast. And
yeah, we're gonna edit that one out. We're gonna edit that last part out for our potential sponsors.
I ain't editing out shit. Devs, if you want to come on and get grilled,
next podcast. This podcast is sponsored by Capcom.
Look, they already and I'll be gone. You'll have to be like, as long as you get the spare off, we'll sponsor you. Like,
listen, if it is, I'll keep you off an episode. I'll keep you off.
Nah, I mean, look, I'll be gone. Fuck it, whatever. I'll be there for the after fucking for the other segment. Like, whatever.
But that'll do it for this portion of the podcast. Hangout will probably stay on for a little bit longer, guys. But thanks so much for tuning in, and tune in for the next week and the following weeks, because we got some big stuff coming.
I don't think we can stop every week till the fucking Game Awards.
I know we can't, and then even then it's just more and more and just big stuff coming down the line, guys. So tune in.
My fucking internet is back when the
check you out.
Excellent.
next. He's back. Check it out next week, guys.
Wonderful.
Mm, God.
Great.
So, does Bungie own your internet, bro?
Bro, soon as we stop talking, soon as we say we're ending, the internet comes back. That is
crazy. That's hilarious, actually.
Wow.
You should actually include that as part of the podcast. Like,
Yeah, they fucking got me. Great.
Ugh.